Does that guy on the left have no fins on? Oh, whoa! Yep, no fins and he's really kicking. Don't approach him, you're gonna get hit. Hi divers and welcome back to another scuba diving reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to Panicking Diver Gets Violent. Yep, another violent video underwater. I don't know if it's because of watching the previous video, we see more violence underwater, but just see how it goes. However, because it's a panic diver here, I feel like it's going to be a bit more understandable. People act irrationally when panicked. We've seen in the past people taking their masks off, spitting out the regs. So I'm curious to see what actually goes down here and if it really is very violent or it's just like a bit goofy and silly. As always with these kind of videos though, it's not to be mean to divers involved with the accidents, it's to use it as a learning experience so we don't have to make these mistakes ourselves and have safer and happier dives. Without the wait, let's jump into the video. Okay. Looks like they're communicating underwater. Very vertical divers, like touching the bottom of the I was gonna say reef, but the sandy bottom there, which isn't great, rather than be horizontal and flat. Can't see the panic guy yet. Does that guy on the left have no fins on? Oh, whoa! Yep, no fins and he's really kicking. Don't approach him, you're gonna get hit. That was feral. That was such a feral mask grab. Oh my gosh. Pull him away, yeah. Don't take his mask off. Oh, what is going on with his dive? He completely shut down though. I've never told to take off a mask of a panic diver to shut them down like that, but it seemed to work. Okay, that was weird. I need context. I feel like this video screams I need context. Let's just start from what we saw at the beginning. Lots of vertical divers. Highly do not recommend that for two reasons. Reason number one is for your own benefit, because on a sandy bottom there, or sensitive bottom is probably the better wording for it. So if your fins keep touching the bottom like that, it's going to stir up all the silt and reduce visibility in the water, making it hard to see on the dive. And as you can kind of see there, the visibility was okay, but it could have been better probably if they weren't keep touching the sandy bottom there. Second reason is you could have marine life you're disturbing there. There's things like flounders and small little critters that hide in the sand. So you might accidentally be hurting and harming them when you actually do interact into water. Okay, after that then we just kind of saw the guy. I'm gonna have to rewatch this and see what's going on with the guy on the left there. But for some reason he seemed to already have a diver behind him, like kind of restraining him. So if someone is a panic diver who's acting a bit weird, like he looked like he took off his fins and he was like walking around with no fins on, the safest way of actually approaching them is from behind. So it's actually a really safe thing to do. Actually go on behind, grab onto the tank valve with one of your hands, and that way then you can turn them and maneuver them very easily. If you need to get them out of the water as well, you can access the LPI from over their shoulder. So when you're ascending, you can deflate them with their own LPI, make sure you're not having a rapid ascent on your way out of the water. So it's the safest way of actually handling a panic diver. So that was actually good to see. I don't know why the other person approached them then, because if someone's already got them under control, I wouldn't really bother, unless you want to try and communicate to them, maybe rationalise with them. But if you are going to do that, stay out of arm's reach. But I guess in this sense, feet's reach, you don't want to get kicked by them. But the diver coming up to them was a bit silly, getting too close to them. And as you kind of saw, he paid the price, he got his mask grabbed, and that was really, really feral in my opinion. He grabbed the mask and pulled it off and then snapped it back to their face. Like, that's gotta hurt and like leave like probably a mark on the face. So that's very unpleasant. But it could easily have been avoided by just not approaching the guy who's not happy. He's having to be restrained by another diver. That's not a good situation. And then the diver who was controlling him took his mask off. Usually, in my experience, taking a mask off someone who's panicking, or if a mask comes off someone who's feeling uncomfortable, it usually causes them to panic more, flail more, and just generally not easy to control at all. However, in this situation, he just shut down. I don't know if the guy knew he had contact lenses in. So people who wear contact lenses don't want them to get harmed by water going in the eyes, so they instinctively will close their eyes. And then obviously he can't see what he's doing or what's doing, so he just kind of shut down. I don't know, it just felt very weird. He went into power saving mode and just stopped. And then the diver controlling him from behind could then just do a safe ascent with him up and clearly probably took him out of the dive. But yeah, it felt very weird, this whole thing. So I kind of want some context, and I think I'm going to check out this caption right now to understand what is going on, to see if there's any more information there. So I was just about to go on the caption and I saw the top comment, which reads, "That was probably an awkward boat ride back to the store." Yeah. I'll be honest, if someone panics underwater, they're not in a sane state of mind. They are in a fight or flight kind of mode, and they will do things which are very irrational and not what they intend to do. It's just because they are like freaking out. So if someone did lash out at me, I wouldn't hold them against them. It'd be water under the bridge as soon as we got onto the boat. No problem there. It's kind of like a drunk friend who just says something they don't mean when they're drunk. You kind of just like knock it off the next day, like it's fine, don't worry about it, dude. But if you are someone who holds a grudge if someone did do this to you, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, let's check out the description right now. So it says, on a reef ball installation project. Oh, that must be what those little balls were then at the bottom. Okay, so it's maybe like a bio reef where they're making like an artificial reef there for marine life to start growing, corals to start forming maybe, or maybe just like a barrier in case there's storms to protect the actual shoreline maybe. But yeah, very cool if that's the thing. In Vedang years ago. Okay, no idea where Vedang is. If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments. This diver was without his fins, yep, we saw, and was steered by his dive leader. Okay, yeah, as we saw. Watch as he tries to kick the oncoming instructor who tried to help him but got yanked instead. Yeah, the oncoming, so that guy who actually approached him was an instructor, so they should know better to not approach some diver who is actually flailing about. If you see someone, as I said, keep out of arm distance and try to communicate them where they can't reach you. They need time to stop, you look at me, all that kind of stuff to communicate, but don't like just have this whole like, I'm going to get close to them where he can actually grab me and attack me. No, keep distance, try to communicate, and if he isn't responding to you, he's ignoring you, he keeps flailing, trying to kick you, at that point then you just wave to the guy behind and go, hey, you guys just need to go up. Get them out of the water at that point. They don't need to be down there anymore, they're uncomfortable, they're not happy, just get them out of the water, and it keeps everyone else safe on the dive site too. Okay, but there's an updated part to it below which reads, updated, the guy approaching the diver is an instructor, which it does say above there. So is the guy holding onto the panicking diver. Interestingly, this panicking diver is a dive master. Yikes. I learned this the hard way when I went fun diving in Thailand, and I found out one of my dive buddies was a dive master, and they actually were the worst buddy on the group. There's advanced open water divers on the group who were way better than them. He had a full-on freak meltdown, the dive master did, and was not a good diver at all. He had issues equalizing, he had issues during the dive with his buoyancy control. I had no idea where he got certified, but he is not a good dive master. So I don't trust people if they go, oh, I'm a dive master. Same as that diver before we saw in the previous video who said it got over 1,000 dives. Until I see them in the water, that's when I know if they're a good diver or not. So just because someone's a dive master, don't think, oh, they're an amazing diver. Wait to see how they actually do dive. And as I say, this guy, no fins on, kickling and whatnot, did not look like a dive master, let's be real here. As I shot the video, I didn't realise there was a commotion as I had been shooting the installation and placement of the reef balls. Fair enough. And only found out after the event as I looked through the videos. Wait, no, you definitely saw that. You must have saw the kicking before you uploaded this. You definitely saw the kicking and commotion there. And when you got back to the boat as well, you would have heard about this commotion. Surely someone would have brought up like, hey, do you see Jeff over there? Yeah, he was kicking like a lunatic. Yeah, do you see what it did to Paul? Yeah, Paul got absolutely messed up there. That would have so gone down. So yeah, you would have definitely seen this at the time. Don't say you didn't see this. A check with one of my divers present told me that they were indeed trying to move the reef balls to position and had to walk on the seabed, so the DM, panicking diver, took off his fins and got some help from the support instructor to move him about. That feels weird to me. Like, maybe this is true, maybe this is the most efficient way of doing it. To me, I feel like you have less control when you're actually got your fins off and walking along the bottom like that. You have no propulsion or anything, so I feel like it's more hard and clunky to do that. Surely it'd be better to stay in the flat horizontal position, fins on, and that way you can then have tighter control over your turns, movement away and back, and just be able to just do everything in trim, just placing things down in that. And again, if you have tight hovering, especially if they are instructors and dive masters involved in this whole installation project here, they should have very tight buoyancy control so they can get very close to that sandy bottom without disturbing it and place down these reef balls very easily. So I find this is very strange here. So let's just keep reading though. But personally, I don't think taking your fins off and walking along the bottom is a good idea to install these reef balls. If anyone has done a project like this in the past, feel free to let me know why this is the case and taking your fins off and walking along the bottom is a good idea. Let's continue. As for oncoming instructor who had his mask yanked, yep, we saw that, approached the DM, didn't warrant this approach and started kicking him off. Yeah, again, you saw he wasn't comfortable with the approach and started flailing at him with the kicking. That's the time to stop your approach and just back off a bit. As I say, it was dumb to keep approaching and he did suffer the consequences. Not justifying you should never attack a diver like that and yank their mask, but similarly, you had all the signs telling you that this guy is not happy, do not approach him. And as an instructor, you should know better than that, to at least experience something like that, at least in your rescue course, to know this is a bad idea, do not do this. The only thing to prevent him from causing any more problems was removing his mask, which the support instructor did. I do not agree with this. I would never say take off the mask of someone who's panicking. It can cause them to flail more and become more hard to control. I think the idea is just get them out of the water, start ascending, get them to the surface, at that point fully inflate them, and then usually most people who are panicking at that point will calm down because they're under control at the top of the surface out of the water. And then get them back onto the boat or tow them to the shore, and then happy days, they're out of the water, they're all good. You can then talk to them in a sane manner and it'll be all good. Yeah, I feel like this is the wrong response. Let me know, however, if you think this was the correct response, if you think there's anything else you would do, or if there's anything else you think I missed out. And if you liked the video and found it enjoyable anyway, please give it a like. It helps me out a ton, but help other divers find this video too. And if you want to see more from myself, Narked Tom, feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon to get notified when I post my next video. Anyway, divers, I hope you have an awesome and safe dives, and ones without getting your mask yanked by violent divers. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.